Thursday, December 15th. Tonight on The National, blow to Bill 101. The Supreme Court says Quebec can't order French-only signs. Concern in Israel. The government's worried about the Americans talking to the PLO. And on the Journal, spotlight on Bourassa. The Supreme Court decision. Quebec's premier in the language hot seat. Burned in the past, Bourassa considers the options and the pitfalls. The National with Peter Mansbridge.
Good evening. The Supreme Court has said a resounding no to parts of Quebec's language law, Bill 101. In a unanimous vote, 5-0, the judges struck down the law that forces signs to be in French only. The court said it's a matter of freedom of expression. The judgment is a complicated one, but what it comes down to is Quebec can order that French always be used on signs, but it can't stop anyone from using other languages as well. We have several reports on today's landmark decision, beginning with Wendy Mesley in Ottawa.
The Supreme Court of Canada did not use federal legislation to strike down the sign provisions in Quebec's language law. Instead, the law has been struck down by Quebec's own Charter of Rights because it violates guarantees of freedom of expression. The court said, it has not been demonstrated that the prohibition of the use of any language other than French is necessary to the defense and enhancement of the French language in Quebec. What that means is that English or any other language may now be added to French on commercial signs. Company names may now be bilingual too. For example, Eaton's could add new signs, putting the apostrophe S back on its storefronts in Quebec. The lawyers for the 5 businesses that challenged Bill 101 were overjoyed.
It is a very meaningful, significant day for the Quebec Charter and all of the rights that are contained in the Quebec Charter.
English may now be used, but there was also a strong endorsement of the Quebec government's right to promote French. The court called Bill 101's aim a serious and legitimate one, that it was a response to the pressing and substantial concern, the survival of the French language. And it gave the Quebec government some guidelines on just what kind of new legislation might be acceptable. Requiring the predominant display